voice of Neal Ruhl, live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 welcome back, everybody, to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, four-time Stanley Cup champion. We have Sam Flannel, the legend, Kla, in the house. Spencer Raxter on the ones and twos. And no Terry Foster today, Tuesday commitments, and that's going to be the story, I think, going forward. So we have T-Foss every Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's the way it's going to go.
We'll take it. I will be out we're winding up the golf season, I think, the charity events. So
we closed strong, didn't we? You and I.
We closed strong. If you haven't
right,
seen me, go back on the rewind. See our buddy Shane presenting ourselves from the New Way, presenting us with the tag team belts. I was just saying beforehand, the fact that we're not only friends, but we do collect belts. And I actually ran into, so yesterday, as we could see, thanks for everybody who was out at the Mark Wahlberg Golf Outing Detroit Golf Club. I think you saw the star-studded celebrity pack from football to the boxing guys. You know, I got a picture with Mickey Ward.
Movie stars and stuff.
Stars, everything. It was great. To be
Sam Flannel was out there.
Well, Sam Flannel, I mean, he is a Detroit icon in the making. Anyways, but then Joey Kosher had his kids' foundation event out in Prestwick, and I was out there playing, and who do I run into? Let's just say Neal's high school crew rolls strong in these streets.
We're deep in the streets, man.
On the golf. And you got to ask, what was your buddy's name?
Kevin.
You got to ask Kevin about the guy that he was playing with. That looked like a long driver hitting this dude that was hitting bombs in front of us. Neal, it was ridiculous, like 340, 350. It was pretty cool. So Kev could talk about it. But we had fun. So double dipped a couple charities yesterday with a couple good friends, and it was awesome. So happy.
And then the storms.
Yes.
Well, yeah, and then the storms rolled in yesterday. And I know a lot of you, and get involved on our YouTube channel, subscribe. You can jump in the comments section, send us tweets, Twitter handles, social media handles on the screen as well. Any way you want to get interacted with the show, certainly feel free to go ahead and do that. But, you know, then the storms rolled in.
Did you get hit?
So up in the greater Washington Township area, yes, they rolled in.
Can you say that properly, please? Up in the greater Washington.
Well, up in the hills of Washington Township, the highest point of Macomb County, where on a clear day,
where you lord over everyone.
On a clear day at the in the community at 29 and Campground, right next to the Orchards Golf Course, on a clear day you can see the Rensen in downtown Detroit. Yeah, we like to lord over everybody out there.
That's nice. That must be nice.
So they did. They came in swiftly, quickly, and harshly as those winds kicked up from. They went, to quote Drake, went 0 to 100 real quick.
Real quick. It was
real quick.
It was the gods punishing us for cutting Tom Kennedy.
Yeah, and that's when I knew trouble was afoot. That's when I got that smell in the air where I knew things weren't exactly right. We will discuss that, by the way.
So
for sure.
So my question is, did you have any trees come down in your yard or in your neighborhood, or did you lose power or anything?
So our power went out for about 3 minutes, and
oh my God!
It was the
roughest.
Spence,
you know what that means?
No furnaces.
No. But when he said 3 minutes, it went out. But in that 3 minutes, those 3 generators would have kicked in that he has to power everything. Can you imagine? So when the power came back on. Oh, that DTE bill is going to be huge.
Well, we don't have a generator at our house. I like to live like the regular people out there. Oh my God!
Yeah, how can you have 2 furnaces and no generators?
Because I like to live like the regular folk out there, D-Mac. You know, I like to struggle with everybody else. I like to show you guys that I can rise up from adversity too.
I put premium gas in my Range Rover, one drop at a time, like the rest of you.
Absolutely. You know, I do that. By the way, a shout out to the gas prices coming down. I enjoy. But no, like all that being said, it did through our entrance in our subdivision, where all the Christmas lights hang on the big trees, and a couple of those trees wiped out. I mean, snapped at the core. Like across the roadway, we had to turn our cars around and go in the other entrance to the subdivision.
Oh, hell no.
How dare they aren't out there already.
Anticipating the trees coming down.
Yeah.
We should have kept the company on retainer. But no, and I know like a lot of people out there are without power. Tammy Chin in our YouTube chat thread says the power at school is out. Braden Black on our YouTube chat thread, out of power until Thursday in the Kazoo. Adam Kerr, have no power. Rax says, I was so mad DTE app showed my work with no power this morning, but I got there, it was on. What a buzzkill.
I got a question, though. I got a question, guys. What if we're in this electric car era? What happens if your car wasn't charged? Like, this is the first time this question sort of came to my head when I'm sitting there.
D-Mac,
That's a good question.
The power, like 365 days, the power's out like 3 days.
I'm just saying you couldn't go to work.
You know what you sound like right now, D-Mac? You sound like one of those guys that are like, I'll never buy an electric car. What happens if I want to drive from Maine to San Diego? What happens? You never drive from Maine to San Diego.
That's exactly what I was saying for days like today, once a year. Also that, and wow, I mean, is this sort of like the Jamer Candelario cleanup hitter for the Tigers as far as the school year for the kids are already missing school because it's school days,
right.
First week of the school and stuff like that. But no, just in all seriousness, that storm came in hard, quick. A lot of people. Here's a story. I was on the golf. The guy in my group, Justin, shout out to you, because he got a call, and this poor guy, he was cutting his tree down this weekend, and he couldn't get to this one branch, and he was supposed to get to this branch tomorrow, and the branch actually came down on his house during the storm.
I'm not laughing at you, but I guess we are kind of laughing at you a little bit. There's irony, because that's something that would happen to me, and then my wife would just be destroying me. Well, maybe if you weren't on the golf course, if you weren't on the golf course all day,
guys, that is a destroy the rest of your life thing. Like bringing it up, like, hey,
well, she would
happy 60th anniversary. No. And it was 59, 364, except for that one time.
In 2022, you didn't cut down that tree branch. No, she'll take that and put it in her back pocket and then just bust it out when the opportunity presents. Like if I'm going to go to Vegas for the weekend with the guys or something, say, it must be nice to go to Las Vegas and party and go to the golf course when you should have cut tree branches down and then the tree branch falls on the house. It must be nice. It must be nice. That's her life. It must be nice.
Is that your marriage advice right now? That's the thing. You don't want to have those problems. Don't buy a house or don't get married.
It doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter what you're going to do because she's gonna bank it and she's gonna bring it out at a moment of weakness.
It's banked like the gold. That's gold for her.
Right. Absolutely.
So I'm happy it was only your furnaces and you can handle writing out the check because you make the bag, bro.
Fort Knox is full right now, ready to bust out that gold.
no question. Let me see. Becky Jane Blackwell, it's too soon for electric cars, trucks get real. We're not doing this, right? We're not doing that because I know.
How many people called in today and said, "I couldn't get there. No electricity. My car won't start."
Yeah,
I mean it's the old.
That's a good excuse.
It's like the old snow day, right? Yeah. Oh, I can't get the car to turn over. It's the new one. I mean, it's 2022. That's the new one.
It is.
I'm going with it.
Certainly, it is. It's we're not doing the gas price thing. We're not doing the electric car thing because the electric car thing is the first exit to the 475 interchange of politics. Yep. That's how that works. I'm not here for it. I don't care. I check out of politics, man. I don't do it because on either side, if you think you're represented, you're not. Yeah. So. Whatever, man. Just tell me how much. Where do I send the check and leave me alone? That's what it is. Looted corpse. Neal struggles with the people. I do. I'm in there with you guys.
Yeah, that's fair.
Slightly
above us.
Yeah, lording over. If whether it's the hills of Macomb, the suites at LCA, whatever. I look down. I'm looking down, and I'm just observing.
That's fair.
But I am in the struggle. I am in the struggle with you. No, I do not have 3 furnaces. That's D-Max speed.
No, you have 2 furnaces and 3 generators.
No generators. Come on, guys.
I find that hard to believe.
No.
Me too, honestly.
Right.
Prag Patel says the longest 3 minutes of Neal's life. Yeah. No, I was in there, and I was ready for the struggle.
You were ready for the struggle?
Absolutely.
Like that when it goes off or when it flickers and then it goes off and then you're just like, oh, damn. I'm usually like, what bill did I forget to pay? Right? Instead, it's like, oh, will it come back on? Did you think it would be off for a longer time? Like, were you relieved? Because 3 minutes is really like nothing. But for that 3 minutes to what the comment was, that feels like an eternity.
Yeah, I mean, no, because at that time, you don't know.
Right.
You don't know what the story is going to be, and then the power came back on, and we got lucky compared to everybody else.
What time did this happen about?
Yeah.
Six-ish, right?
Yeah, exactly. So you know what? I can redo it. Here it is. Did that just really happen? Wow. This gypsy's really good. Oh, no, it didn't.
Oh, we're good.
Let me go back and have another one. I thought that was going to be...
Well, I was ready to not open the fridge to get to get the mulligan.
You want
out.
to get the ice before the ice melted, just
in
case.
Because that's what they say, right? If your power's out, make sure that fridge stays closed.
Yeah.
Right? Make sure the freezer stays closed for as long as possible and don't open it. So I guess that's what I was told anyway.
Okay, well, that's good. Well, glad you're here. Glad it all worked out. Hopefully you won't have to do that extra, 0.1 mile to the other entrance of your subdivision when you get home, so you won't be in a bad mood later.
Yeah, hopefully all that stuff's cleared out, because it wasn't this morning. Although somebody did move them out of the road, but whatever. No, but a big shout out though to everybody living without the power, and it's a lot to deal with too, certainly with school, and now you get put in the pressure cooker because the school gets canceled, all that.
Oh my God, this comment by Luis is the greatest ever, and this is so true to all us Lions fans. He says, laughing my ass off, I called my dad to ask about the Storm, and he immediately answered with, the Lions are going to win 3 games. Dad, how's the Storms? Your power off? The Lions are going to win 3 games. That's it tonight. But doesn't that capture all our Lion fandom? I thought that was awesome.
All about priorities.
Yeah,
priorities.
Absolutely. CT Squad, can we get to cuts and waivers? Yes, we are going. Man, we'll get there, guys.
Wow.
We'll get there. I think the power being out.
We got a 2-hour show.
Yeah, I think the power being out to 1/3 of a million people, is worthy to talk about from time to time.
Foreplay, guys. Jeez, girls. Wow. Jesus.
Rich Diana says, Tom.
I've been accused, but oh my gosh, you guys are ridiculous.
Coldest season said Pops is savage, LOL. AC, Neal doesn't have a generator. That's shocking to me. No, I don't.
It was shocking
It's
to me
shocking to me too, yeah.
Now, there are folks, look, there are folks in my subdivision. One dude has that Generac one that could power the whole state and stuff like that.
So you're just going to leech
You guys
off
just
of
saw
him?
plug into him?
Yeah.
No, he's kind of too far away for that. Plus, you know what, man? I can deal without the power for a day or two, I can make it.
You can.
Yeah, I could make
about
it.
That?
As long as it's not the winter time.
What, you got a reservation?
Well, yeah, I'll go to the Marriott. I'll go stay at the Marriott. I can deal with the power.
I'm good. I got a day bed.
Exactly. No, but there are some updates to the Lions cuts. We've been given a list kind of in real time. AC says, well, we talk about the quarterback backup again. We're going to do it soon, as a matter of fact, but we do have the list. It's kind of working out in real time. Anthony Pittman, AJ Parker were the latest cuts. The Parker one, a little bit surprising that according to Dan Spanos, we do have the updated list. We will get to that. Devin Funchess on there. Tom Kennedy as well. Kennedy. But we do. We're going to get to that when we come back. There is no doubt about it. But some of the guys who got cut, D-Mac, their football careers may need a guardian.
They might need a guardian alarm because guardian will keep you safe and give you peace of mind whether you're home, on the road, employed, or not. 24/7 local monitoring makes sure what is important to you stays safe. So give them a call today, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Give it to everybody in the back, and especially for, maybe some of the guys that are on their way out of town. Guardian alarm, you can use it anywhere. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out, Tim Boyle. Goodbye, Tim Boyle.
Guardian alarm, 124 straight days for the flannel. Your local security actor, keeping him safe, keeping you safe. Make sure you tell him Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Hey, Sam, you know what? Scott Frost probably needs a free T-shirt. Well, he can go, and so can you. Big Frog Nova. Yeah, get a free Woodward Sports T-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports T-shirt all month long at Big Frog and Nova. Stop in, tell them we sent you. They'll print you one on the spot. So go to Big Frog Nova today, get your free T-shirt. Or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Nova.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. But yeah, talking NFL, cuts, Lions list. Not really many surprises, I guess we could say. Tom Kennedy did get cut yesterday. I don't know if there were protests in the streets of Allen Park. There should have been, right, Sam Flannel? Jarrad Davis got cut too.
Hey, Jarrad Davis, that one is definitely that's one is also deserved, I believe. He didn't show out in preseason. And the Tom Kennedy one, man, first off, before I talk about that, good morning. Can I just say good morning to everyone? It is a wonderful day. It's
all right, before you start, little backdrop, right? Yesterday, Sam Flannel working hard as always. Couldn't do this show or the other shows without him for what he does. But he didn't have a microphone yesterday. And coming off his love fest of Scott Frost going into the weekend, where Nebraska, what'd they do, Neal? They Nebraska'd. Northwestern beat him in Ireland. So he hasn't had a chance to talk. So this is his first microphone. So that's why he's saying, hey, guys, I'm back. So
yeah, well, we'll get to the Scott Frost thing. We'll get your rebuttal to the Scott Frost thing. The floor is yours. Go ahead, take a victory lap here on the Tom Kennedy thing. Go ahead.
I mean, anybody could have seen this coming. He is the at best, is the seventh best wide receiver on this team, and you don't need to carry all those wide receivers, especially if you're Tom Kennedy and you're not going to do anything on special teams. Is 5'10" Tom Kennedy going to tackle anybody? Is he going to tackle anybody? He is absolutely not. And for all the people out there who said that it was my worst take, that I should shut up and hey, why does this guy have a microphone?
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Who is this flannel kid? This flannel kid doesn't know anything. I want you to take a spoon, take a bowl, and just eat that crow. Just right now. Just eat it. Put it in your mouth and chew.
Crow.
Put it in your mouth and chew.
Wow, that was way
Boomer.
too nice. I was going to give him a bag of D's and a bowl of D's and a piece of pea and, all this. But you know what? You're not wrong, Sam. This was not your absolute. You've had so many worse takes than this one. But the fact is, you nailed it. Dan Campbell said you have to have more tools in your tool bag to be able to perform with this team. And like you said, down the roster, a guy who, yes, he can catch passes, but again, he's working against it because he can't make a tackle, and that means play on special teams. So whether it's Trinity Benson or Maurice Alexander or whoever it is that gets that spot, well, we know because they play all over the field. And that is the most important thing in developing this. So, yeah, I mean, I saw it coming. It got to, Neal, to your question. So I guess preseason exhibition doesn't matter, and you're absolutely right.
And that's the thing,
it doesn't matter wins or losses, sometimes stats, if it's not what the coaching staff is looking for.
Right. So don't. That's why I'm checking out of. And look, this isn't like I'm dying on the hill for Tom Kennedy or anything like this. I just don't want to hear it ever again. Are we finished with there's a big second half coming up. Jobs are on the line. Watch this game. This is big. Somebody's trying to make this football. They know. They know who's going to be on this football team. They know this. The game does not. It matters even less to me now than it did before, and it didn't matter before. Now, look, I do what everybody else does, right? It's when the first game comes on, you watch the opening kickoff, you watch about 4 plays, and you're like, "Wow, this sucks," and you turn it off and go do something else. I'm officially retired from preseason football because it doesn't matter, because Tom Kennedy made every play. He did. He was out there, made all the catches, caught. It doesn't matter. They know who they're rolling with, dude. They just know because they're doing training camps and practices and stuff like that. I understand it's glorified. You get to gouge season ticket holders for it and charge them for it and stuff like that. I get that, and I understand.
Does this make sense, Neal? Some guys have to play their way off the roster. Other guys got to play their way onto the roster. So going into camp, whether you're a blue check mark, which means you're there, you have to keep your spot, you have to play well, or you're a black check mark where it's somebody that you have to show me something to make yourself a blue check mark. To me, a Tom Kennedy and some of these guys that we're seeing being cut are just that. They weren't really expected by the coaching staff. They had to do something special. And yeah, he caught all the balls and did everything he was asked, but it obviously wasn't enough in the whole scheme of things. So here's the one thing though, right, Neal, is that if Tom Kennedy was on your practice squad and somebody got hurt and he got inserted for a game and he had to make a catch for a touchdown or whatever to win a game, I have the confidence in him. You know what I'm saying? So he's a capable receiver. What it comes down to is not his receiving ability. It comes to what Sam said, and it's he doesn't do enough in that role that somebody else can, and that's viewed by the coaching staff and especially the head guy Dan Campbell.
Don Byrne, our YouTube chat thread. Mario Edwards from Chicago got released. Nice defensive tackle, and we'll take him as you put him in there. We'll take him. Certainly can't watch 2 things at one time. JW says no, Sam Flannel. You've had much worse takes. LOL. Mark Royal, your worst take was on Tom Brady.
What about Ben Wallace?
The Ben Wallace one was bad.
Status,
Detroit
right?
Dabber 313 says crow with the spoon. Even that's a bad take in and of itself. There it is.
You're just nitpicking at that point. Come on now, come on. Give me my flowers, people. It's time.
I'm not giving you your flowers
it
is
time.
No, we're not giving you the flowers for that.
I'm not asking you guys to give me flowers. You guys in the chat, every single one of you, give me
acknowledge me.
Bow down to Sam Flannel.
Hey, it's okay. As I've always said about Tom Kennedy, what bothered me the most was the cult of personality that was created around him. He's just another one of those grit guys who can't play. He's Zach Zenner, he's Don Kelly, he's Akil Badu, he's Justin Abdul-Kader. He's all of them.
He's worse than all of them. You're Sami Zayn, bro. You're Sami Zayn of the bloodline right now.
You leave Don Kelly out of this. You leave Don Kelly out of this.
Don't die on the Don Kelly.
Who's next? Brandon Inge?
Yeah, Don Kelly is a GD national treasure. Like, that man is everything.
Tev Sauce 2. Neal's just excited to see grown men cry on Hard Knocks tonight. No, I'm not excited. I went over this before.
You do like that, though.
It's my favorite part of Hard Knocks.
It's definitely the most gripping.
That's all I'm saying.
Question. Who's the first? Okay, let's each of us take a person, right? Exactly, for the poll. Who's the first person to get the book to walk to the office?
For Hard Knocks?
Yeah. Are you going to see Tom Kennedy? Is that
my first bet?
One of these guys? I think it's Jarrad Davis.
See, my first bet, I think, is going to be Khalil Pimpleton.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to play the clips, and they're going to say, but it's not a storybook for everybody.
Yeah.
The NFL is very much a business.
Dude, I think that we might be able to quote you verbatim on that. Yeah. It's not a storybook for everybody. Yeah. You might hear that term come out. So we're going to see Raymond. Like, who would you expect to see that has been cut? So clear Raymond because he's been focused on.
I think, and look, you can ask.
I think we see not get cut, but I think we see more focus on Akuda this week. Especially with that play he made against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, sure. If that's I think we value that story here. I think a football fan in Butte, Montana doesn't care. It's just another first-round draft pick. I don't think it's a huge story.
You don't think the rest of the two Hard Knocks in that the rest of the country that follows this gets more of the plight of what the Lions are? So do you not think... Like, I believe that they've done a good job pulling back the curtain and explaining, how the culture has to change, how dismay we were in before this regime got here and how they had to, sort of work their way out. You know what I'm saying? I think it's not maybe nationally. You tell me. I'll go to the councilman out in San Diego. What is the 30,000 view from the country on the Lions? Is there more of a respect, like a hard-working team now? So, like I'm saying, if they're going to get good for me, if I'm looking at another team, then that former 3rd overall pick is a story to me, right? I agree it's a bigger story here, but I'm wondering if other people are interested.
Yeah, I don't think that they are. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it's a cornerback that got taken number 3 in the draft from a regime that's largely not here anymore. It's just I don't think there's a ton of juice. So they may touch on it tonight. They may touch on it, but I think if you're giving me like the odds thing that you want, I think the Khalil Pimbleton thing will play itself out again. And producers, if there's any producers in the room, they'll tell you this: you already have the footage from the last episode, so that saves you 15 seconds right there of the hour. I'm just saying, you can repurpose footage. So and again, it goes back to. Because I felt that, right? Like the Khalil Pimpleton thing, I felt that. Like when his parents were sitting there in the crowd and said, my baby boy's playing against the Indianapolis Colts. That grabbed me. Because we talked about that last week, D-Mac, where I said, no matter what happens, if he gets cut and you never hear from him again, damn it, he was on that NFL field. Yes, it was in the preseason and stuff like that, but he made it. You know what I'm saying? Even if he never plays again.
No, you're right.
He made it for that moment.
Absolutely, you're right, and it's always interesting because speed in every sport kills, and that's somebody that you might see somewhere else. Somebody else pick them up, or maybe even back on the practice squad. So, it's one of those things that it goes to show you when you're talking about this is how far down that you need to build, right?
Sure.
These guys aren't at the upper echelon of, or even close in the wide receivers. You're not. I don't even think you're looking at drafting them. You know what I'm saying? That late guy, the flyer in your fantasy draft that everybody's doing. These guys aren't even on that list. So, good luck to them though.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Looted Corpse says Sam Flannel's Ben Wallace take was a fireable offense. The away fan says, "Notice me, Flannel."
No. Notice me instead of acknowledge me. That's the new legend killer. Notice me.
DB Coop 25 praise Sammy Flannel, and then right above that, Cobbzilla, you'll get nothing. All in caps too.
Hey, that's all right. I don't need my flowers. I just know in my heart of hearts that I was 100% right on the Tom Kennedy thing, and all of you who propped him up were 100% wrong.
Let's go.
And it's proven by last year. Remember last year
He's acting like people were up here saying, if it comes down to it, get Jamison Williams out of here and put Tom Kennedy in here. That's what he's acting like now.
There was a large contingent of Tom Kennedy stans.
Thank you. And there were some people who I've heard people say that he should be on the team instead of Quintez Cephas. And that, to me, is just asinine in so many ways. And that enough is for me to gloat today. Like I said, I'm not trying to, dance on his proverbial NFL grave. That's not what I mean. It's more, I'm against the cult of personality that's been created amongst Tom Kennedy for a guy who, at best, was going to be the 6th wide receiver on this team. The 7th was Jamison Williams gets back. And remember last year, when he was the number one receiver.
I can't get enough of this.
He was the number one receiver in preseason. And then last year, on that wide receiver room, which was a lot worse than this year's, 6 catches for 54 yards. Come on, stop it. Tom Kennedy, all of you Tom Kennedy people, shut up, stop talking. I don't want to hear his name ever again, ever.
Oh, boy, Gary Cesaro on the YouTube chat thread says, what's up, Neal? I won't be mid today, I promise, LOL. Well, Sam Flannel will be. He'll be mid every single day. Big Boy's not mid, though. Ciabatta, summer salads, hand dip shakes, it's all for you. And none of it's mid at Big Boy. Not mid. Try Chicken Club, Chicken Cordon Bleu, or a Sunrise ham and cheddar, all on the grilled ciabatta bread. You can keep it light with the Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or the Greek salad. And don't forget, the payoff comes at the end with the hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. Cookies and cream, strawberry shake, they'll never be cut. They will always make the final roster. You heard it here first. Summer is better at Big Boy. Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Back on and popping, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, at least for now, I guess. Spencer Raxter here in the building as well on the ones and twos. We are back. T-Foss will be back with us tomorrow. Here's an interesting one, though. Prag Patel, and we'll leave it at this. We'll leave all the Tom Kennedy discussion permanently at this. Prag Patel says at least Tom Kennedy can get on the field. Cephas is always injured. That's fair.
Cephas has way more regular season production than Tom Kennedy. Remember his rookie season? He wasn't injured that often during his rookie season. He had over 300 receiving yards. And last year, yes, he did get hurt, but he was playing well when he was on the field. All Tom Kennedy has is 6 catches for 54 yards. His whole career. Stop it, Prag Patel.
Hey, Sam.
You're better.
Sam, he threw a touchdown. All right.
Oh, that's right. He did throw one touchdown. And
You're big on that. That's why you tell me Walter Payton's better than Barry Sanders, because Walter Payton threw touchdowns.
No,
your words.
Hey.
No, stop that. Stop that, Sam Flannel. Your words. You said that. You said that.
It's a tiebreaker when it.
Walter
Payton also has 16,000 rushing yards, second most in NFL history. And Tom Kennedy has done nothing, 6 catches for 54 yards.
Can we please move on in the show now, Sam Flannel? Please. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. Somebody had to put a stop to this madness. You know, Spencer Raxter isn't the hero we deserve, but he's the hero we need, and he just came through with it.
I'm sorry, Sam.
So there it was. And I think everybody else celebrates as well. AC wants to know, will Sam Flannel give us a Michigan baseball preview? I'm sure he will in February.
Hey,
can we count on you?
If they go to the College World Series, I will give a College World Series preview. I'll give you that. All
right, we can count on you for that. There are some other cut discussions right now. Maurice Alexander's still on the roster, right? As we come on the air
right now, yes.
So that's a receiver question. Trinity Benson and D-Mac. I know somebody earlier said, and my apologies that I can't remember who it was on the YouTube chat thread, that said, when is Brad Holmes going to admit the mistake on Trinity Benson and make that cut too? On the flip side of that coin, though, D-Mac, I'm sure you've seen this in your time in the NHL because we've seen it across the board in professional sports. When there are resources invested in you, i.e. money, i.e. draft capital, your leash is a little longer. That's just the way it is.
It goes back to are you playing yourself? Do you have a job that you have to maintain, or do you have to play yourself into a job? Well, the money always dictates that too. If you're on the books for certain things, you're going to get a longer leash or a better look, right? So to speak, to see the coaches want to see what you have. So, some guys are really up against it, like as far as a clock, right, Neal? I mean, they have to prove it right away. That's the brilliance where the Detroit Lions are at, is that if there's jobs to go out there and win. Just unfortunately, some guys just didn't play well enough, didn't perform well enough, didn't do what the coaching staff wanted. And that's where you'll see the guys on the cut list.
And Robert Kolosha brings up my point, too. Alexander's going after Igwebuike's kick returning job. And that goes back to your point earlier, D-Mac, about contributions on special teams. You have to be versatile. And this goes even into deeper, where I've talked about in the past, D-Mac, where pro sports right now, you see this a lot in the NBA. Give me 5 athletes, and I'll figure out the game, and I'll figure out what we're going to do. Versatility matters. Certainly in salary cap eras and things like that, the more jobs you can do, you'll take a loss in terms of high-end performance at a certain aspect in return for a general skill set that allows you to do multiple things, that allows you to contribute on special teams all under that one umbrella.
No, it absolutely does. It's in every sport, it's the same way. If you can do, in baseball, when you're a utility guy or can play all over the infield or all over the outfield, that makes you so much more valuable. In hockey, if you can play the point on the power play or be able to kill penalties and, certain guys like that, you look at the different contracts, and you see what's a guy expected to do. So the more that guys are expected, more production in different ways. And it goes down to the opportunity. The biggest thing that you want here, right? If you're disappointed that guys that got let go, well, you're at the bottom of the barrel. So you know what I'm saying? It's more of they have to look at themselves, and they just didn't get the job done in the way that this coaching staff wanted it to. It goes back, Neal, do you trust Brad Holmes? Do you trust Dan Campbell? Do you trust the coaching staff to make the right decision? It might not be your decision, or it might be your decision. Right. But anyways, to me, they know what they want. And these guys that are getting cut didn't provide that.
Brandon Katz says Walter Payton also never quit on his team, even though the Bears had some horrible teams. Brandon, Barry Sanders retired. One day he woke up and said, I'm done. Barry Sanders doesn't owe you, me, or anybody else an explanation behind it. He was done playing football. You get upset when your mailman retires? No. You say, hey, thanks for delivering the mail all the time. Appreciate your service. You want to get me going? That whole Barry quit on the team thing, you want to get me going on a day? He didn't want to play football anymore, man. And for whatever reason that is, he doesn't owe that explanation to you. He was done playing. You know how I know? He never played again. Wasn't one of these things where it was a power play or anything like that. He just said, I'm done playing football. The timing is inconsequential. When you're a Hall of Famer, when you're arguably the best to ever do it in your said craft, the day you don't want to play anymore is the day you're done. That's it.
The bad taste is the facts. Okay? If you want to go down to semantics about but don't tell me you never broke up with somebody over text. Don't give me that, right? What I'm saying, or an email or quit a job or whatever like that. The way that he did it sort of showed his frustration to it, but you can never. Everybody's in charge. Everybody's in charge of themselves, and you have to respect that. And that's one of the things is to this day, and knowing Barry Sanders and playing a lot of golf with him and seeing that he's grateful to be able to enjoy his life and not have some of these pains and ailments that other guys in his position have had. Plus, gave you everything he had. So if you want to be mad about, come on, bro, like you facts, but it was sort of like his reply and the way he was being treated. If you had something, if I was going to say, okay, like if you're looking, you're picking at things. But no, I have no problem with what Barry did.
Neal, to be fair, the people on my dad's mail route were very upset when he retired.
Well, that's the guys that he works with. Yeah, they're going to be upset because they got to carry that mail now, so to speak.
And the people, he was there for like 35 years though, so
So I bet some of his regulars were disappointed that he retired, but they didn't call him a quitter.
No,
they didn't say you quit on me, you quit on the postal service. No, he had enough.
Yeah.
That was it, and that was his right to walk away.
Facts.
Barry made his money. You want to get me going, man? Bring that up because I will die on that hill. I'll do a 2-hour show about it if you want to. I'll talk forever about that. He owes nobody anything. When somebody in the NFL handed him the football, he got the most yardage on average of everybody except one guy ever to do his job before. He owes you nothing. Nothing. If anything else, he was underpaid. Like people want to be, well, you got paid millions of dollars. He was underpaid his entire career.
Facts.
I went to games just to see him play. Just to see him play. Because I had to go, because they were never sold out. So the games are always blacked out. So you didn't have a choice. You had to go. I will die on that hill for Barry Sanders. Every single minute. Probably my favorite athlete of all time. Owes you nothing, bro. If he hemmed and hawed and walked away and then came back and then retired and then came back, fine. He woke up one day and was done. Period. End of story. I will fight about that, for real, Sam Flannel.
Oh, no, I agree with you on that one. I don't co-sign that Brandon Katz take at all. Barry Sanders delivered. I mean, what more can you ask of him? 10 of some of the greatest years any running back has ever had. So there's nothing more that he could have done. That's the one thing that Brandon Katz and I on this one when it comes to Barry Sanders. I do not co-sign. Those are the views of Brandon and Brandon only.
He says that's a definition of quitting. No, that's a definition of retiring. Because, like he filed the paperwork with the league.
And didn't come back.
He retired.
I don't want to be here, and I'm going to retire, and then I'm going to come back.
Yeah.
And go
no, that's a definition
else.
of retiring. The day you wake up and you're like,
I don't want to do it anymore. Bye.
And then just rode off into the sunset, man. And that was it.
That's it.
Goated on the sticks, dude.
Goated on the sticks.
Mike G, who was better, Barry or Emmett? You guys know where I'm going to go with that one. I mean, come on. What are we talking about?
Emmett will say Barry was better.
Absolutely.
You give Barry Sanders the Cowboys' offensive line with Troy Aikman and Michael Irvin, he's going for 1 million rushing yards.
Rack says, I wish Brandon would quit on this chat. No, Brandon, he has some good takes, man. He does. I value him as a member of the Big D Energy community.
For sure.
I do. He says things that's fine, but don't be stepping in here calling Barry Sanders a quitter because we will fight. Southpaw Slabs, A.J. Brown quit, Barry Sanders retires. AC says Neal doesn't tolerate Dumars slander. There will be no Joe Dumars slander ever. We're Barry, Joe Dumars, Miguel Cabrera, and Sergei Fedorov, and that's a personal thing. Those are the 4. And Steve Yzerman.
Wow. Try that
1919.
1919.
There will be no slander.
There will not be. Until there's time.
Until there's a time
deliver
for it.
slander.
Right.
Because what do we say around here, Sam?
With new information, you're allowed to change your opinion.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's where it is with that. But yeah, it's one of those things where the Trinity Benson thing. We'll see. Don't be surprised, and I'm not going to have outrage when he makes a roster because I've seen these things play out. I've been in the locker rooms before. You made your career in the locker rooms before. It's different. Wayne Font said it best about Barry Sanders. As a matter of fact, they said, "Well, Barry's not doing a lot in camp or didn't show up for camp. Does that have an impact on anything? Hey, I treat everybody the same, differently."
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know where they don't treat you differently? If you go, yes, the Academy of Warren. You know it, the brand new state-of-the-art Sports Dome Field House has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field, also be used for 7-on-7 football. The kindergarten to 8th grade features AM and PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and sports. Yeah, lots of sports. So if you want to be part of the Academy of Warren, enroll today at academyofwarren.net.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
We're back at it. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. Jack Harrington, our YouTube chat thread. And if you subscribe on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel, you can jump in said chat as well. While you're there, click the like button too. How hard is that? Jack Harrington, Neal also does not tolerate Mountain West slander from me. No, there will be no Mountain West slander either. So put that on the list. We got a growing list here, Spence.
That's fair.
But I think I'm justified in all the parameters I laid out.
Yes.
I don't think any of them are. Brandon says it's America. Everyone has the right to quit. He did quit. He had a contract. He was physically able to fulfill the contract, and he chose not to fulfill his contract. Yes, within the retirement parameters of the NFL. What else? Also,
here's the whole thing. I don't care what it is, what you're doing. If you want to step away, no matter what you're obligated, and you're not doing it to go to somewhere else and whatever you're saying, I'm done. That's the mental self-awareness. Mental health before mental health. I mean, you got to give Barry, for as far as self-awareness to me, whether you don't like it because it was your football team and this and that and whatever. But as a man, as a human being, he did what was best for him, right? And you look at it now and you ask him, he has no regrets. So who are you to judge another person because they stick to their truth? So God, that's why we stick up for him more.
And I'll follow up with this. He gave me way more than I ever gave him. So who am I to,
I mean, I get it, the disappointment too. Oh, but our team could have been this, it could have been that, and whatever like this. Well, you know what? If it was really that way, then you would have made sure that your best player in franchise history would never have this circumstance. So you know what? It's almost like, not saying that he is responsible for his actions and stuff, but don't take the tack that it was just him quitting. It was not. He retired and said, you know what? This isn't getting me further. And, the self-awareness to the fact that it wasn't moving to where Barry Sanders wanted to be as a human being in his life. And I have the utmost respect for him to get up and step away from something that he loved. Here's the whole kicker. He didn't go away to come back to go somewhere else to chase anything. He just said, I'm done.
Done playing football.
Done. That's it. I'm retired. Means I don't want to do it anymore.
I'm going to go play golf with Darren McCarty.
And the fact that he's done that and been retired and walked away and stuck to it says something about, if you're a fan of the player, you should be a fan of the man too.
There you go. Absolutely. As I said, D-Mac, look, I'm a little more analytical probably about things than most people. As I said, I got way more out of the relationship than he did. So he certainly owes me nothing.
And
he gave me a
what?
lifetime of memories, moments with my dad, stuff like that. So I'm always grateful.
And it's easier now, getting older and being through sort of things, to see that. I couldn't see it. I was mad for a lot of years. Why would you quit, being that? But now I understand things at a different level of the self-awareness to the human being, not just the machine as the player, right? That's what we have to remember.
Yeah.
That these athletes are human beings. They're not machines.
Somebody earlier asked in the YouTube chat thread how many players are on the practice squad. I believe it's 16. 16 players on the practice squad. So that is something that the Lions will look to fill as they make the cuts.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
As we start cutting guys, if other teams pick up guys that we cut, are you side-eyeing that to see how guys do, or do you wonder, does it matter obviously who picks them up, right? Like say Kansas City, goes out and gets a Tom Kennedy or something like that. Do you worry? But I'm just
saying, imagine Sam's reaction seeing Patrick Mahomes throw a ball to Tom Kennedy.
What if the Buccaneers pick him up and he catches a touchdown in the playoffs?
The reality is, though, for the Buccaneers, I'm glad you brought them up, right? They had a couple other offensive linemen go. They're losing offensive linemen, like I'm trying to shave strokes off my golf game, right? It's just they're going down. So with our offensive line guys, that'll be interesting to see. If you might lose, would you say that our offensive line, right, is supposed to be, and although they weren't they were average the other day. They had good pass protection, but it seemed like the running game, they had a little bit of a trouble with it. But I'm saying, do you worry about that, or we're not even in a position?
No, how would you be as a defense if Tim Boyle, the guy that started the game, is no longer here? He got cut the next day.
Well, remember what I said? We're going to see what Tim Boyle is made of, because he's going to get to play with the first teamers, and we did.
In Pittsburgh.
And where is he?
He gone.
Yeah, no, it is. And Go Blue says Tom Kennedy, Super Bowl MVP. What if the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl and Tom Kennedy was the Super Bowl MVP?
Oh, that's not going to happen, because the only roster that he could make is probably the Bears. Come on, that wide receiver room in Tampa, stop it. You're just trolling me right now.
What if the Bears pick up Tom Kennedy and he has a revenge tour and goes for 150 yards against the Lions?
Haven't the Bears won 8 of the last 9 against the Lions, or 12 of the last 30, some crazy
I don't
number.
think Mitch Trubisky lost a game against the Lions.
Oh, man.
What if? Give me your Tom Kennedy. Give me your Tom Kennedy scenarios. 2-4-8. No, I'm joking. No, but again though, Tim Boyle has been cut. We are keeping an eye on everything that goes along with that. The quarterback thing, that becomes a big ask, much to AC in our YouTube chat thread chagrin. Sorry, AC. We got to do the backup quarterback portion of the show. We do have to do that. There are some names out there that people... But, see, like, I know. Are you pro this guy, Spence?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah, I mean, him or Mike White, whoever got cut, I would want one of them. And so it was him, so I'm saying grab him.
Carson Strong, everybody talking about Carson Strong as well, who also got cut. You guys know my response.
Here's a different scenario, right? And you mentioned from guys that have played in the league and backed up to getting cut, are you going to pick them up? Or a guy like a Carson Strong who's not under a contract as an invite that you could put in your practice team and sort of nurture along under a Mark Brunell? Is that a guy? That's just a scenario, right? That's just a scenario. But, at the at the end of the day, I still believe you need somebody capable in there. And I believe Dan Campbell, like he said before, we found out what we needed to know. I don't even think they think that Blau, he's just sort of like the placekeeper right now. If they can find somebody who's going to improve their team at a low cost, right, Neal? At something that does not affect. So I wouldn't be surprised, they throw somebody on the practice squad or pick somebody up in that way, but we'll see.
Yeah, on the YouTube chat thread, I missed it there. Oh, yeah, Easy Does It says, what will it take to get Jordan Love as a backup? And if you're the Packers, you got your backup quarterback for $2 million. He's not going anywhere. Like, that's just what it is.
No, it is what it is. And we'll see. And that's what we will see as things play out. Dude, I forget who said it, but this is the best one. Sam Flannels, the TK85 of Woodward Sports, hot takes and hot routes.
Yeah. YouTube chat poll, Spencer went to work. Who is the better receiver? And we're talking about right now, not in the past. We're talking about right now, this minute. Who's the better receiver, Tom Kennedy or Julio Jones?
I bet Tom Kennedy's going to win this one because he always does. Obviously, that's not a serious question.
Isn't that a price point?
Obviously, that's
a price point question. Tom Kennedy's
that
better.
What's better to you?
Right, but that's
how do you define better?
What is Julio Jones' roster? $5 million, $8 million? How much is he costing?
I'm not sure. Let me check.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Tom Kennedy's not costing you anything.
See, D-Mac, look at you, man. I feel like a proud father.
$6 million base salary, potential maximum value of $8 million for Julio.
Give me Tom Kennedy.
Of course. You guys are just messing with me now. I get it financially. Tom Kennedy costs you nothing, but Julio Jones playing on the Bucs, I could see him having a real resurgence. I hate it because I don't want Tom Brady to win, but with Julio Jones on that team, I could see him getting 1,000 yards and really upgrading the roster. He just will.
And Julio Jones has those tiny dancer feet to where he can just get in the end zone. Now that he has a quarterback not named Matt Ryan, I assume that he's going to catch a couple touchdowns this year.
Josh Rosen was cut, coming from the YouTube chat. He was cut the moment he got drafted.
Yeah, I'm going to find the dumbest picture of Josh Rosen because
he's the worst quarterback in NFL history. Him or Nathan Peterman. It's that close between those two.
He also has Eli Manning's stupid face. So
Spence on a mission right now. But Devin Funchess was cut too. For those that don't know, Jarrad Davis, Boyle, as we're talking about, Pimpleton. Those were some of the notable cuts that we've looked at for the Lions. The people seem to be out on Trinity Benson. YouTube chat poll right now. Who is the better receiver? Julio Jones, 61% of the vote over Tom Kennedy at 39% of the vote.
Well, isn't that because? Is it because it's coming down to the last receiver position, probably between Trinity Benson and Maurice Alexander? And I think that people are down on Benson because, he's been here. He's shown flashes at, different times. Maybe that was just in practice when I was watching him. I'm not sure. But Maurice Alexander, special teams, right?
Yes.
You can't. And what he's done has been something that's noticeable. Right? That's noticeable. So I think it's just, hey, listen, we got the best punter in the league in Jack Fox. So why not have the best returner in the league? You know,
Speaking of that, I saw Sam Martin got cut by the Broncos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was weird. Which was kind of weird to see. Let's do a serious one real quick before we cut to the break, though, and let's wrap this one up. Who's a better receiver? You guys have spoken. Julio Jones, 67%, to Tom Kennedy, 37%.
There you go, people. You're coming around. See, even the Tom Kennedy cult of personality is slowly dying because he couldn't make this team. I hope it just dies a slow death.
Would you cut, Spence? Trinity Benson, Maurice Alexander. We'll keep it framed up like that, and we'll see where the people are at. But yeah, people talk about Mark Walston. Yes, Devin Funchess did get cut. Derek Deese, pride of San Jose State, still hanging on. D-Mac.
Hanging on, baby, hanging on. And we talked to Brett Brennan, the coach, who said that with his wingspan and the catch ability and the run downfield as a tight end, that's a big thing. And you see that in the cut list with Funchess being a tight end, leaving a couple other guys that they're trimming up that room. So when you see guys. So in the tight end room, I'm thinking that they know the direction they want to go, who's going to play where. In the wide receiver room, there's still, questions to that last. They're talking about right now. Coming down to 4 o'clock when you're going to have your 53-man roster. In these next 4 hours, there's conversations. Guys' livelihood is at stake right now, going through these coaches and these conversations, just like it was a draft day.
Right.
Look at this stupid face.
What?
Oh my God! Are you kidding me?
It's like second to only.
It looks
Eli
like
Manning's
is that Jay
stupid
Cutler
face.
crossed with Josh Rose? That looks like he's got a Jay Cutler in him. Doesn't he?
He's got a little Cutler.
That
to him for
dopey
sure.
Cutler.
Honolulu Blue Sparty. Holmes won't admit that Benson is a bust, and that's one way to look at it. Kind of the way I look at it is there's draft capital tied up in him, and if both things are equal, you're gonna ride with your guy that you went and got. You know what I'm saying? That you gave something up for.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, it looks back and it reflects on you. Right, it reflects on your move. So it's almost like you want to make it work, and you're gonna give them that extra rope, as you say, to make it work.
Yeah, absolutely. When we come back, we got a quick diversion from the NFL cut stuff, and those cuts will be going on. 4 o'clock is the deadline. D-Mac's out tomorrow, but Terry Foster and I will be in here. We'll deep dive into everything that's going on. Who do you want? Whose leave-ins do you want, as you would say? But let me talk to you about Planet Fitness. That's right. We're live at the Planet Fitness Studios, home of the judgment-free zone. Work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. And they give me a bunch of cool stuff to say here and price points and all that kind of stuff. The bottom line for me is this. Right, I pay for a membership just like everybody else at Planet Fitness does. I couldn't really picture myself being anywhere else. I like Planet Fitness for a multitude of reasons. The main thing, all the equipment there. I've never once had to wait for anything at a Planet Fitness. Treadmills, elliptical. I don't do the ellipticals. I do the treadmills. But if I wanted to do an elliptical, I'd never have to wait for that either. Tons of equipment at Planet Fitness, number one. Number two, facilities. Always clean. You're never grossed out or anything like that when you're at Planet Fitness. Matt, everybody up here at the one on Maple Road, they do a great job. Those are my peoples over there. And again, I like working out at Planet Fitness. Hard stop. I got nothing else for you guys. They have corporate taglines and everything like that. All I can tell you is what I know. I like working out at Planet Fitness. That's it. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join. You can pull in the club on your way home. You'll pass a couple on the way home. You can do that there. Just $10 a month. That'll get you access to your home club, guys. I mean, I can't click the mouse for you. I can't pull the car over in the parking lot of Planet Fitness for you. You got to do that because it's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
D-Mac here at Alta. Uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a bog project coming up, or maybe you got to move some trees or stuff like that out of your lawn. Alta Equipment, they got what you want. Alta Brent has you covered. Call them today, 844. Go to Alta. That's 844. Go to Alta.
Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster will be back tomorrow. Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Make sure you subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Click subscribe. You're in there. You can jump in, vote on our YouTube chat polls like we have right now. Who should get the axe? Trinity Benson, Maurice Alexander. Trinity Benson getting 60% of the vote right now. And, you know, we're chopping it up, and we're obviously NFL cuts and NFL roster heavy with the discussion right now. Certainly you get that. I did want to step away for a second, though, because we came across this on Twitter. And just another reminder that Darren McCarty, while known as an enforcer, known as the fighter, all of those types of things, he's the people's champion. But as it turns out, and we saw this yesterday, Matthew Barnaby tweeted this, said, going through picks for the book, and this made it, Darren McCarty threw bombs. 28 stitches, 4 cuts in my mouth later. Great dude, though. I love how he followed it up with the great dude, though, on the end. And D-Mac, you and I got to talking about that before we went on the air. You were the people's champion for some of the fights that you had, but it turns out You're some of the NHL players' champions as well.
I just realized, and this was one of my favorite fights because I got there. Yeah, and I love Matthew Barnaby, he's a great person, whatever. But he's an agitator, so he would be the Brad Marchand of this era. So pretty much,
Tammy would love him.
What's that?
So Tammy would love him.
Oh, absolutely. But I beat the living crap out of him, which I would do to Marchand too if I played today. I would guarantee that. But the fact that I got, because Barnaby, you know, was one of those agitator guys and stuff, and he would fight and stuff like that, but you never really could get him, right? Like that's one of the times that
you're talking about, like a punch, right?
Like I'm talking like a punch and stuff like this, and just he was always tenacious, and he's tough as heck. And you got to remember, he's not as big. He's probably like 6 foot, but maybe like 180, 190 pounds. You know, there's a lot of these guys that were tough, but between him, right? So guys hated him across the league, and then Lemieux and stuff like that. So I was just thinking about that this morning when that came across. It was like, oh man, I got a couple of these guys. So the people.
So you're the league's champion. You're the NHL's champion too.
You know, for the guys across the way. I don't know if anybody saw it this morning. I mentioned at Jennifer Hammond, our friend of Fox 2, had a little blurb about the Wahlberg golf outing, and Jeremy Roenick and I. There was a little clip on the TV talking about how we love playing against each other and stuff like this, but played hard, and that's the hockey mentality. You guys aren't right.
Dude, D-Mac, you sent me that, and we got to talking about it, and I continue to be. I'll never not be amazed. You guys in hockey, in the NHL, you guys do that. Can you put that picture back up of Barnaby fighting D-Mac? I want you guys to see this and look at this. Look at this, what they're doing to each other right there. And if they cross paths in the concourse of the arena after the game, they'll start talking to each other.
Yeah.
Like ask about golf or your family or stuff like that. There's nothing fake about that. Look at that. Yeah. Look at what they're trying to do to each other.
Listen,
that's why hockey's so great.
Let me take you behind.
They step off the ice and everything's fine. I'll never understand it. Never.
Take it behind the scenes the way that it used to be, like in the 90s or wherever, when you travel on the road and after the game, you know, you go out to go out to the bar or whatever like this, and you'd have both teams in there and stuff like that, and it'd be after the fight, it'd be like looking, oh yeah, you got me here, oh exactly. we would talk about, oh okay, and you'd have conversations with other guys if they just fought a different guy. Oh yeah, it's sort of this weird,
like we would if we got done playing golf.
Respect,
yeah,
exactly.
Like if we done playing golf. Remember on 17, you hit that shot. I thought you had it there.
Absolutely.
So you'll talk about a fight that you just had with somebody.
Yeah, exactly.
Where you literally have stitches in your face.
Respect, right? That's the respect when it goes to that. That's where you see that the respect, right? The respect level.
But you're trying to injure when you're fighting. You're trying to injure that other person.
Yeah, you're not trying to kill them, but you're
trying to injure them.
Yeah, you're trying to bust them open for 28 and
get them out of the game.
Yeah, or whatever, or send a message to the other team to you're next, or calm down, or
that's wild to me. The way you guys can just turn it off, though.
Yeah, that's why hockey's so great. In playoff series, you have guys trying to kill each other for up to 7 games, and then at the end of it, you shake hands with them afterwards. Like, that doesn't happen in any other sport. That's why hockey is so great.
But see, like, even though I can see that, like, I can see it, and they do it. And they all do it out of respect for the tradition of everybody that's done it. It's when they pass each other in the concourse after the game and start talking about each other's stitches that you gave to them.
Yeah. Oh, D-Mac, you really caught me with that right. I'm still bleeding out of it a little bit, but we'll see you on 18 tomorrow.
That's wild.
Here, that's the one you get mostly, like, especially like younger or whatever, is like, because I was a lefty. So I surprised a lot of guys. Oh, didn't know you were a lefty.
Yeah.
It's good, but then the word sort of gets around. But still, there's one thing is that fighting lefties, if you're a righty and you don't fight them, like for me, that's why I boxed. So I can detect them coming from both ways. And because I fight open up in the unorthodox way that I do, is that, be able to throw with both hands, but being a proverbial lefty, that was my biggest advantage.
Go Blue in the YouTube chat thread. Dude, I used to hate Barnaby. Wyatt Bear says, great dude, though. That equals respect. Looted Corpse is a funny one. The energy when D-Mac hit the ice in 480p. 480p.
Yeah.
What did players laugh at the glow puck, speaking of 480p and all that stuff? Did you guys laugh at it, or did you think it was cool?
It didn't really matter. I thought it was funny, though, because the puck would end up in somebody's beer in the front row, right? You know what I mean? When it was along the glass and they couldn't figure that out. Yeah, I mean, I get why they tried it. I'm all about, promoting the game. That's the glow puck with all the rule changes in hockey, or the different things that they made, would be at the bottom of my list. For I'd be all for it. Don't change some of the physicality or some of the, maybe like a bit of the the fighting rules. Maybe make them a little bit more liberal, right? And you can keep the glow pucks. So I don't think it really bothered guys that much.
Yeah.
But it was when you looked at it, though, Neal, as a player, it had the cameras in it, and I don't know if it was lighter or heavier or whatever. But when you held it or looked at it, you could see that it was different.
AC says, hockey is a dying sport. Let me clarify that for you. Clomp sauce, yes, but revenue is growing. You talk about revenue, though. It was pretty sobering to see that the Big Ten will make approximately double the revenue the NHL will when that TV contract kicks in.
Isn't that a reality of 30,000 feet to see where exactly you are? Well, that you say hockey's just been dead the way it's in its little box.
It's a regional
inch
sport.
Its way. It's the tortoise and moving around to survive, but everything else around it is going. And I don't think hockey's in the worst place it's been. I don't think it's in the best place it's been.
I would agree with that. You've always kept it real about that.
Yeah, no, I mean, it is what it is.
What would you do? What would you do if I made you commissioner for a day? And I know we're going off the script here. What would be the one thing you would? And that's not an answer. Like I always say that. There's no silver bullet. There's not one thing that you have to do.
I would make all ice rinks Olympic size, because you've gone to a European.
You and
NHL
I, the first
game.
day you and I worked together on talk radio, that was my take.
No, I would go because if you want to incorporate the European game, right, which you have, and incorporate it into the North American game, you need that bigger ice surface, because guys are bigger, guys skate faster. I would make the ice bigger and soften some of the rules physically. Because you know what I'm saying?
See,
the
here's
one
the
that
problem.
bothers me the most is I grew up, right? And I was taught that if you go through the middle of the ice with your head down,
you pay.
Right, looking for, and you get lit up, that's your fault, idiot. Or maybe you can yell at the defenseman or whoever gave you the pass, right? But you know better than that. Nowadays, guys are so reckless, and it's not the guy hitting them, it's the guy goes through the middle like he doesn't care. It's like he's a little kid running across the street through traffic. He's just gonna run, right? That's not the way that it is. And what bothers me is the defenseman who steps up into the train tracks and hits this guy clean and knocks his block off and sends him into la-la land, gets suspended and stuff like this for doing something clean and right when the other guy's stupidity got him there.
Yeah, see, here's the problem, though, D-Mac, for me, because when you talk about the rules and the physical rules, because I hate the holding. I hate the obstruction. I want the game to flow.
If the rink is bigger, you open it up for the skill.
Right.
Right? Your skill guys should dominate. This would help the Red Wings, I believe, because of the skating ability of their defensemen. This is where it's at, where the game's evolved. Is it just me, or is anybody else, right, where the imperativeness of your number one center, right, to win, who's most important to win the playoffs other than your goaltender, right? That first line center, that Steve Yzerman, that Sergei Fedorov, that Joe Sakic, that Mario Lemieux, that Wayne Gretzky. That's not him anymore. Now it's got to be the Nick Lidstrom, the Victor Hedman, the Cale Makar, the Mo Seider. It's that defenseman you need to have. Skating defenseman. You open up the rink more, it's the more talent.
The NHL.
You're inhibiting, you're caging your talent in by not allowing them to play on a bigger ice surface that they play in the European game and stuff like that. That would be number one. We would start there.
The NHL needs more NBA in it. For the free-flowing offense NBA, it needs more.
And what about also, too, is that they don't do... What does the NBA do the best? Individuals, right? Spotlighting. And I know hockey's a team sport, but you need to know who are the guys. Now,
because and people don't realize this, because there's space to operate in. With the pick and roll, the corner specialist, three-point shooter, there's space to people always say, why don't they play defense in the NBA? Because you can't stop them.
Right,
because they're the best offensive players in the world. And if you leave your guy to get them, then you send it out to a 45% three-point shooter.
Isn't basketball about execution?
100%.
It's just because you
until it's time for someone to make a play.
You
right.
should be able to, right? If you got playmakers, you should be able to make a play or get a shot off. It's whether you make the shot or not.
Bingo.
Bango.
Bingo, bango, absolutely. Just like when you taste a mulligan for the first time. You're like, whoa, bingo. It's the official drink of summer. And look, summer's winding down, but the Mulligan by Gypsy Vodka is just getting started. It's 8%, full disclosure. Ease into it, guys, all right? Don't fall for it the way I did the first time, Spencer.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
They'll catch up to you.
It's a little too aggressive out of the blocks, but the Mulligan made with Gypsy Vodka, a local product as well. Of course, Gypsy Vodka out of Petoskey, Michigan. You're on the golf course, you're hanging out in the backyard, like a Labor Day weekend per se. The Mulligan is calling your name. Ask for the Mulligan at your local golf course. Or roll up to a Total Wine store, the toy store for adults, as I like to say. My britches get altered when I roll up to Total Wine sometimes there, Spence. But you can get your Mulligan made with Gypsy Vodka there as well. Ask for it by name. It's Gypsy Vodka. Guys, please, as always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
The game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar, all on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club at Chili Peppers Tanning. Get access to all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5, and you can take a look at all the unlimited tanning options as well. Chili Peppers Tanning has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 26 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, Terry Foster will be back with us tomorrow. But we're just chopping it up. We had to take a break for a second from the NFL and the cuts. But, I mean, that's the way it does work. The NFL is the dominant force. Spence, you into tennis at all?
Yeah.
So, because for whatever reason, I don't know why, I like the U.S. Open. Mm-hmm. And I don't know why. It's probably the crowd, like that New York crowd that gets going crazy.
Not the French Open? You don't like the clay?
Clay is stupid, dude. I've never even seen a clay tennis court, let alone been on
That's
one.
a slide. It's like the ice. Yeah. Slide here,
Stupid.
slide there, slide.
Oh, he's a great player on clay, but he's mid everywhere else. Like, come on, man. Stop with that. I think the French Open's pretty mid. Myself,
I agree,
but U.S. Open's cool, man. I'll tap in. I will.
Serena made it to the second round,
dude.
Last tourney, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that crowd is gonna will. She's playing the number 2 seed in the tournament. That crowd's gonna be. They play tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Is it the night match?
Yep.
Are they playing at 10 or 7?
Let me find out.
Yeah, let me know what time that's going down, because I am gonna tap into that, because that crowd, D-Mac, is going to be electric out there.
No.
They could will her to win.
Well, it should be. And I mean, you could be seeing history. This could be the last, obviously, if everybody wants her to win and stuff like that. But when she's playing the number 2 person in the world, even as great as she is, this could be the last hurrah.
Still be to be determined, but I'd assume they're doing it at 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That late night one's usually pretty fire too. That 10 o'clock one.
Oh yeah.
People get going for that one. DB Coop 25. Who cares about tennis? LMA. I like to take the temperature of the room and see what it is with the younger folk.
I was a big Federer guy. I love Federer.
Yeah. Easy Does It. Neil saying mid is mid. LOL. Well, Easy Does It texting on the YouTube chat thread about me saying mid. How that's mid. That's mid when you do that. So how about that? The quarterback situation, certainly that was the big headline to come out from Lions Cuts with TB12, our own TB12, getting the axe yesterday. So, D-Mac, I do have to pose a question to you. What is the backup quarterback route? You guys know my statement on it, but I'm curious. D-Mac's a little more sensible about it than I am. Do you want an 86 Blau? You want to roll with Blau? You want to get somebody else? What's the story?
Yeah, no, Blau will stay here. If there's no better option, but I'm looking for a better option. And that, whether that's younger, whether that's also too, is that even if Blau stays as my backup, I'm looking for somebody for the practice squad. I'm looking to upgrade on my Tim Boyle or my third one. The thing is that you can't use a roster spot on 3 quarterbacks, right? You need that extra roster spot for the rest of your team. So if David Blau is the backup, am I confident he can win a game? No. But I'm confident that when somebody else who's better than Blau comes available, we might see them.
We wrapped up that last YouTube chat poll. Who gets cut? Trinity Benson or Maurice Alexander? 61% of the vote, Trinity Benson. So we got it up there on the YouTube chat poll right now. Should David Blau make this team? And I think it goes back, D-Max, you just said the key phrase to me. If David Blau starts a game, do I think that he can win the game? No. Then that's my answer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it never is. Is that, well, what's my other option? It's like you can't give him the book because you sort of need him, but you maybe have him pack his bags and be ready with the go bag just in case, because the flight's going to be there. It's something that, hey, we're looking to improve on this. And I'm only going by what Dan Campbell told me. That's what he told me. Right?
That's what you were told.
That's what I was told. That's what the coach said out of his mouth, is that I've seen what I needed to see, and if the guy's not here to do the job, we got to go elsewhere to get it. That's what I think they're going to do. So I think right now, if you went into the first game of the season as Blau as your backup, I'm okay with that, right? But but you better be addressing this by week 2.
Well, but I mean, by that point, dude, like, it's over. You know what I'm saying? I mean, even not only is it over if Goff gets hurt, it's over if you're looking for a backup in week 2. Because then it's over at that point.
Right, but it could be moving forward where I could be sitting here going into week 2 going, oh, here's your back. Okay, I'm confident in that. Like, I'd be way more confident if you put Ryan Fitzpatrick as your backup quarterback right now. I would, at least because I believe that for a short amount of time, if he had to come in a game, we could win the game. He's proven it in the past, and I know he's older and stuff like that. But it's just that if any backup quarterback that we have has to start and play 1, 2, 3 games, we're in trouble, right? We don't have that luxury. So Goff better stay healthy.
Well, it's always going to come down to that, because at the end, that's how it's going to be. Fitzpatrick obviously still out there right now, made just under $11 million last year. See, I'm not interested in that at all, and I don't think the Lions are at all as well. He's pushing 40. Like, again, it's just the whole backup quarterback thing. I'll never understand it, man. I never will. And CT Squid says, "Who's the kicker?" Seibert, right?
Seibert, yeah.
He's going to be the kicker, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
He beat O'Reilly Patterson. Ooh, it came right down to it. Do we like that? I mean, does it matter? Like, that's the one thing, right? Is when it comes to our punters and our kickers over the time that we haven't made a playoff win, we've had some of the best combinations. So, again, he's just, whoever's kicking just has to be consistent.
Yeah. DB Coop says, I would be fine if we cut Blau and sign Kaepernick as a backup. LOL. I see what you did there, trying to hijack the show with that bit, right? trying to go down that road. I got a question for you guys, right? Because I always ask you to tell me this when it happens. You guys always talk about my tone, right? Mm-hmm. You say it's not what you say, it's the tone in which you say it. And I'm like, well, that's the way I talk.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. There are no bad intentions behind it.
I'm not yelling. This is how I talk.
Yeah. When I say, because everyone always gets hooked. I always get this on social media. They always get caught up with the "I was told." I always get that in quotation marks from people. Do I say that with a tone?
A little bit, yeah. I was told.
Well, I was told.
It's fair.
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. You do have a tone sometimes, though, for sure.
Define the tone.
It's
snooty.
It's not quite snooty, schwarmy. It's sarcastic. It's a sarcastic. It's a bit on the dry delivery. Like it's almost like it's almost like not a backhanded comp, but you're just like a little spritz.
It's a second furnace tone.
Yeah, so exactly. Second furnace tone. Yeah. Nailed it right there. Does that make sense? That should make total sense.
No, it does. But see that. But you're implying that it's like I'm better than you tone, which that's never my tone.
It's not that level, but. You turn down that street. You're in the subdivision.
It's the lording over.
I'm better than you.
It's the lording over the
hills of Macomb.
It's almost like you want us to follow you in your neighborhood on your bike, and then we drive by your house, and it's just like you just point.
Okay, what about
that? That's a two-furnace house. Oh,
Ethan
wow.
Brown says Neal has a resting bitch voice, as opposed to RBF. I have an RBV.
I guess that's comparable to second furnace
for sure.
Take, but yeah, resting bitch voice. There you go.
Gary Lewis, why do people give Neal crap? And I got broad shoulders, Gary, plus my check clears, so I can take take it. That right there.
Please let everybody know that's not in correct order.
Yeah.
It's because you get paid, and then you have broad shoulders. All right, the broad shoulders came from the bag. You bought those broad shoulders, bro.
Yeah, I mean it is. Kevin and Muskegon, y'all leave my boy Neal alone. And Kevin, I appreciate it, but no, I can take it. I have broad shoulders.
Yeah,
I can take it, and it's more when I say I was told, it's more about the people who said that in the past.
Yeah.
And I'm just circling back. And whoever that was, maybe people get mad about it because I'm saying something that they said in the chat thread. And they take exception to it. I was told.
I wasn't there every day.
I was told Michigan's one of the best college football programs in America. I was told.
There it is. There it is. It's okay, man. I mean, nobody's actually says that Michigan is one of the best college football programs in America.
A lot of people say that.
Hey, well, they're
If
wrong.
they wear maize and blue, they usually do.
I mean, factually, that's not correct, but they're coming. They're coming. They're the ones that are coming.
That's state. What's state doing?
Tuck's coming.
Tuck's coming.
Tuck's coming.
Gary Lewis at Neal, you're low-key smarmy. So I don't think that was your guys' intent to say smarmy.
What is smarmy? I've never heard that word
I think
before.
it's schwarmy.
Yeah, I've heard of shawarma.
It's like that low. It's like the simmer. It's like the simmer, right? Where you know, but you hide behind it, like where it's just like they're waiting for you to say something crass and come out and you won't. So that's what I don't know. I don't know if it's a word. Do you want me to look up in the dictionary?
No. Mark Walston says condescending, like I said. Dave Mentier, I would assume this is of the Michigan, there's that tone again. So, I don't know. You know what?
Yeah, but sometimes you do it on purpose.
You can have that tone when you talk about Michigan whenever
like
you want.
that one. See, I can tell when you're being like, and I don't find it that way because it's just sort of when you're looking for a reaction. Like when you do stuff like that, you're just needling, right? You did that for Sam, and when you say the Michigan thing, it's just to start up the fire. See, you know what it is, Neal? You have the lighter fluid. And you have the match, right? and you subtly choose. We don't know if you're trying to light the fire without the lighter fluid, or sometimes you just spray it on there and go, here we go, guys. It's all for you. So that's what I think that they all mean.
Rack says, before we go to the break, leave Neal alone or he'll have to get in his Mercedes-Benz and cry himself back to his 10,000 square foot sprawling manor and have his butler wipe his tears.
Exactly.
That could happen. Mike G says, I was told Michigan is the winningest program on the planet. And Mike G, I was told a lot of those wins were before black people played, before they had face masks, before other teams other than Michigan were giving football scholarships. I was told that.
I mean, I'll even acknowledge that. Was the forward pass even invented during some of those wins? And I'm a Michigan fan. I'm a Michigan fan, I'm saying that.
Hey, before we go to break.
Yes.
The Urban Dictionary definition of schwarmy.
Okay.
All right. A sleazy, sneaky, sweaty, unscrupulous person. He was so swarmy that she wanted to take a bath after meeting him.
Okay.
I don't think you're that.
I don't think you're swarmy.
You're not swarmy.
I'm not sneaky about it. I'm very overt.
That's very true.
So you're not swarmy. We realize that. But you have two furnace tone.
Yes.
DMAC playing the part of the research department. I certainly do appreciate it. Let me tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse disorder. Their podcast is called This Is the F Word. It's a series on fentanyl that also highlights some of the other addictions that, let's be real, they're plaguing our communities right now. If you're struggling, if you know somebody else that's struggling as well, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They are here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. Multiple different ways you can play. They have $12 open unlimited play weeks. They're open until close. Have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You pop in $2, pops you out a good beer. No hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or you want to make a decision, there are multiple fully loaded bars for to choose from. So come on down to Hamtramck, check them out in person at the Fulling Warehouse, or visit them online at fullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is fullingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster will be back in tomorrow. Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel as well. Happy to have you all with us. Remember, subscribe to our YouTube channel at Woodward Sports. Follow us on all the social media platforms, especially Twitter. We give away jerseys and stuff like that, man. We got it popping out there. So make sure you follow Woodward Sports if you're not already. Get your chance to win some cool stuff. Go Blue says Neal's struggling with the Michigan hate abuse. Go Blue, I've never struggled with it because I speak in 100% fact when I talk about Michigan. And Sam Flannel will back me up on this. He's a Michigan slappy. I've never said anything that is not true. Researchable.
No, I get that. There is that.
You may not like it.
That's the tone thing again. That's the thing. The thing that always is like the whole half a national championship thing.
That's not the tone thing. That's that you don't like the facts.
That doesn't take away from their season.
You can't handle the truth.
You're implying that it takes away from that season where they were undefeated and won the national championship. That's where I'm kind of like, come on. I was
97.
I was.
That was a good year.
Oh, that year they split the national title.
Hey, but they still did it. They still went undefeated.
Yes.
It's not any less valuable than any other.
And
national
they had one of the
championship.
greatest college football players in the history of college football.
Absolutely.
For that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good times. I remember it fondly.
Nice. Good time.
Yeah.
Good time.
And look, Charles Woodson is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible, greatest, maybe the greatest college football player of all time. That's a slippery slope. You know that's got more to do with flavor and things like that.
Football player?
Oh, I would say so.
Undoubtedly, I think.
I would say
Sam?
so.
Yes, 100%.
Okay. Oh, 100 easy.
Yes.
Okay. No, I mean there. End of conversation. Wrap a bow on it. Sammy Flannel knocked it down.
Incredibly. Far and away better than Desmond Howard.
Yes.
Far and away.
Yes.
Yeah, and it proved out with his NFL career. My goodness, was he a bust? Good Lord.
That's strong.
Super Bowl
MVP was a return specialist. That's strong. He was a bust at Washington.
Oh, he was drafted top 5 overall.
Yeah.
One of
Don't
the
get me
worst
wrong.
wide receivers in NFL history. He did nothing as a receiver.
Oh my God! Stop rate. If you drafted wide receiver in the top 5 overall and they win a Super Bowl, right? Mission accomplished. No.
It was with a different team, and that Super Bowl MVP should have went to Brett Favre. Come on now. Come on. I know that.
That cuts ice with me, though, D-Mac. That's where I like it because it didn't go to Brett Favre.
It should have, though. Come on. It was just a return for a touchdown because he made the plays. He was the quarterback.
I know, but it changed the face of that game, though.
That is very true, and they might. And yeah, it did. It did change the face of that game.
It changed the entire complexion of that game.
He's not a Hall of Fame, but he had a Hall of Fame moment there, Desmond Howard. And you know
that's
what?
fair.
Like, that's what.
But
it
Charles
is at the
Woodson
time.
was far and away a better college player.
We can all agree that.
And professional, far and away.
Yeah.
So that's factual. Charles Woodson was great. And I was happy he won the Heisman in front of Peyton Manning. Ha-ha.
And his giant forehead.
Hey, Peyton Manning, he was real mad that day too. You saw his reaction. But he also deserved the Heisman, but Charles Woodson had just a generational type season. I mean, you might never see an all-around season quite like that in as long as we watch college football. Phenomenal.
Fair. Absolutely. Anthony Hurley says, and if Michigan beats Ohio State again this year, they will go back to the college football playoff, LOL. Well, yeah. With that schedule?
With the schedule, yeah. No, I mean, that's...
And they don't... You know what? They might not even have to beat Ohio State again.
Yes, they do. That schedule is way too easy.
No, I mean, it depends on how... You think... Look me in the eye and tell me that they would deny a one-loss Michigan team.
I think they would.
I think they would, too.
Because
way.
You've got Alabama. You have either a one-loss Alabama or one-loss Georgia. The other one's probably going to be undefeated. Clemson. Ohio State.
Clemson's finished.
USC. One-loss Michigan.
USC's still going to USC at some point.
Yeah, that's probably true.
No, because they had Clay Helton. probably the worst coach in school history. It's going to turn around with Lincoln
This
Riley.
ought to be good. Okay, now and take it into context because we all saw Sam dying on the hill with Nebraska. Give me your USC breakdown. Is this a different USC now because of what they're doing? Do you expect to see a different USC? Are you high on USC?
I am high on USC because, in my opinion, Lincoln Riley is the Sean McVay of college, except he hasn't cashed it in with a championship appearance. And you bring in Caleb Williams, who is one of the best quarterbacks in the country as a dual threat. Jordan Addison was last year's Bolintikoff Award winner. That alone in the Pac-12, which isn't very strong, I think they have a chance of winning it. I think they have a chance of going into the college football playoff undefeated. They got to get past Utah, but I think that's their one tough game. I'm buying USC this year.
Who's the other receiver they brought in? I always forget.
Yeah.
I always forget who the other receiver they brought in. I know he was great too, and they paid him a lot of money as well. I forget who it is though.
But with Lincoln Riley over Clay Helton, that is such an upgrade, especially since Lincoln Riley, he is an offensive mastermind. You might not like it. You might think he's overrated and that he flamed out in the college football playoff every year. But that man knows offense, and nobody can deny that.
True.
I do kind of laugh, though, people telling me Alabama has that schedule every year. Alabama's always playing somebody good. They had that schedule the year they played Michigan. Remember that?
Oh, that was a good Michigan. That was a pretty good Michigan team, but Michigan did get destroyed in that game. Good Lord.
Hey, they're going there. If you look at Alabama, even into the future, they're going to Wisconsin. I was told it's hard to win.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what I was told.
For sure.
Tough Big Ten.
Tough place to play. Don't want to go into Madison.
That's what I'm told, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure they're worried about that. They're at Ohio State in 2027. Ohio State always plays a game every year, too.
For sure. For sure. They played Oregon last year.
Yeah,
they always play a game.
They always play a game, man. They're not like this next 2 years that Michigan has.
Hey, but nobody knew that Washington was going to be as bad as they were.
And
that's fair.
Hey, I said that, though.
Yeah,
did I not say that?
You did say that.
I said that. I gave them credit for putting it on the schedule. Did you know Washington was going to lose to a non-FCS team?
No.
At home?
Be a 4-win team.
Yeah.
Nobody
knew that.
Fair
But that is the way that it played out.
That's true.
I'm telling you guys this. Depending on how it plays out, right? Because you got to see the lay of the land. Michigan could go undefeated, lose to Ohio State, and still get into the playoff, a la how Georgia and Alabama do it.
Yeah, but it wouldn't feel as good for me as a fan. But I know that's not the conversation you're having. But the schedule is just so weak other than that. I could see 4 teams being above them.
Yeah, that's like...
They're going to do it.
Georgia and Alabama's strength of schedule is so much higher than Michigan's is.
Why is that? I was told they play soft schedules every year.
I mean, even if they do,
which is it?
Even if they do the same thing where they play literally nobody in the preseason schedule, if you want to call it that, where the games don't matter and you're playing B teams, when they go through the SEC, that makes their strength of schedule better.
But see, that's what I'm saying right here. No way the Big Ten would get 2 in. The Big Ten's not getting 2 teams in. They have to beat Ohio State. Which one is it? Like, is the SEC soft?
I think to the what I'm hearing here is that everybody's trained that the SEC automatically, is privy because of being the monolith they're supposed to be. So until the Big Ten actually brings up that respect, I think the scenario, Neal, will happen, but not for a few years. If it's going to happen where the Big Ten gets the respect, they just what I'm hearing right now is that we all agree is that there's only one team coming out of the Big Ten because of the respect factor from the powers that be, that energy guy making the decisions.
See, but if anybody could do it, it's the brand power of Michigan. If anybody could do it, it's Corporation Michigan.
To your point, if anybody could do it, it would be Michigan. Watch when that happens.
Michigan Inc. That's what I'm calling them from now on.
But when the country, right, when all of football starts talking bigger about the Big Ten, that there's not just one team, that there's a couple teams in there, like the Michigan, Ohio States when we were younger are being talked about, because then they're respected throughout the country. Then that's when the voters or whoever else will give the respect. Until then, Neal, there's only one team coming out of the Big Ten, because there's only one team that deserves to come out of the Big Ten.
But I'm confused because I'm told that it's a great conference with all these tough teams. Which is it, Sam Flannel? If you negotiate the entire Big Ten, except lose to Ohio State at Ohio State, Because that's what you'll be sitting in that booth saying. We beat everybody on the schedule. We lost to Ohio State at Ohio State. What more do we need to do?
I wouldn't advocate them being in the college football playoff. I just said earlier that they shouldn't get in with one loss because the schedule is weak. The non-conference is weak.
That's manipulatable, though, if I can make up a word. That can be no. Yeah, seriously though, you can massage that and work that any way you want, because that's when you come in with they're trending up, and you look at how the Ohio State game went, and they're undefeated. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, if they lose to that Ohio State game, something like 48-41, I could see kind of a groundswell. I get it.
It goes to the fact that, Neal, I think if you dig into it, because what kind of game? Is it an overtime 3-point game? But where these are the two best at it? Because the one thing is when they play each other on national television, everybody pays attention, right? What kind of game it is, and if they're closer to it, that'll happen. So. It'll be exciting to see, but again, Michigan should be in that position. How nice would it be to go into a season going you have to win a couple games, right? That's where your whole season relies. You got to take care of business on the other ones, but I just think that to the respect factor of how it's viewed, that the strength of schedule viewed across the country.
They move that goalpost every year, though.
I understand. Yeah. I know that they can, but here's the thing: when do they decide to move the goalpost? That's what we'll have to watch
when it benefits Michigan Inc. and everyone that Michigan Inc. brings to the table.
Well, you know
all
what?
The shareholders.
It doesn't matter if it does or it doesn't. Everybody needs their haircut. And you know what? If you come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience, you can register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac. So get to one of the 168 Lady Jane's across the country. Lady Jane's haircuts for men, open 7 days a week, walk-in any time. No appointment necessary. It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Be right back.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day betting activity. Yes, play-by-play updates. Yes, live scores. Of course you need that stuff. Here's the best part of it. The best price on every game from multiple sports books. Don't give anything away, and then at the same time, save yourself some time. Instead of opening up an app on your phone, going to the next one, going to the next app, opening that one. Oh, that's a pretty good price. Go back, compare it to the first one. Oh, I got a better price here over here on the third one. Let me go back there. Oh, the price moved. Let me go back. None of that. oddstrader.com cuts through all that. We all say we want easy, right? oddstrader.com. They make it as easy as possible. Download the app or go to oddstrader.com today to find your best bet. Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy. What's up?
Breaking news, CJ Moore, safety. He gone.
CJ Moore has been cut, and we're monitoring those. We'll have full reaction tomorrow.
That means if he's safe, probably.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the YouTube chat poll right now. Was Neal told? Yes or no? I was. I was
You're
told.
always told with that two-furnace tone.
Hey, see, Neal was told about the Titanic sinking before it happened. No, that was Maz.
That was that was Maz.
I can't believe Maz got off the boat. That's unbelievable.
Yeah. He probably was the one that grabbed a child.
Yeah.
And ran on it that way, right?
Maybe
I have a child. Right?
That's too funny. Probably.
I was told that's how it happened.
I was told. I was told. I'll have to look into that. We'll do a
Looted
deep
Corpse
dive.
says, I was told the Titanic can't sink.
Yeah.
I was told. That's what as we're sinking in the boat. I was told it wasn't going to sink.
Yeah.
I was told.
That's what the musicians who were
I was
playing
told
the
the
tune
band
out was
never
told. It ain't
stops.
going down.
I was told. Oh, man. I love it. Joey, 2 times. I was told Jamar Jefferson, quote, got that dog in him. You were told that. You absolutely were. Looted Corpse. And I do like this one because I was told this. I was told Jaden Hurts wouldn't be in the league anymore. Thanks, Looted Corpse. Well, only one guy had faith in Jalen Hurts.
Hey, and the coach that got the most out of him in college was none other than current USC coach Lincoln Riley, because he was cooked at Alabama. He got benched in the second half of the national championship game to Tua, and he deserved to.
Right.
Always fits Sam's narrative. I love it. Bring it back around.
Patty Grimes says the SEC has a losing record in bowl games last season. The Big Ten had a winning record. Well, they also, had to play each other. So someone was going to lose. And oh, by the way, if you want to talk about like Commissioner's Cups and things like that, who wins a Commissioner's Cup for the best bowl record every year? That'd be the Mountain West, baby. Look it up.
Oh, yeah.
So therefore, the Mountain West, if you're going off that.
The dominant
Mountain West in bowl games,
God,
look it up.
You know what? The respect that they don't receive.
That's what I'm saying. Just going off.
If you're going
off that logic.
If you're going by the Commissioner's Cup.
I was told they have the best record in bowl games the last 2 years, the Mountain West. Sam Flannel, you can shake your head all you want. Doesn't matter. That's what happened.
No, I have no ill will towards the Mountain West. But what I don't like, I still am bitter about the whole Boise State stuff back in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. I hated those teams. Talk about nobody on the schedule. Those teams did not deserve BCS bowl bids. Come on.
Kellen Moore used to chuck it.
Hey, but Kellen Moore used to chuck it against Sacramento State, Wyoming,
Oklahoma.
That was their one game. It was they didn't deserve to even play in that game. Come on, they were in the WAC.
If
back
you win
then.
the game, you deserve to play in
No,
it.
you don't. That's the
Yes, you
worst
do.
logic of all time. That was they were playing in the WAC back then. They weren't even in the Mountain West. Did you see those schedules? Come on, get out of here with that nonsense. Sacramento State, Oregon State, Wyoming, Hawaii, Utah, Louisiana Tech,
Right.
New Mexico State,
And
Idaho,
then when they
Fresno
played
State,
Oklahoma, what happened?
they won.
Who was the running back for Oklahoma on that team?
Adrian Peterson.
Wow, that's a pretty good Oklahoma
They
team.
didn't deserve to be there. They played the Little Sisters
They
of
won.
the Poor.
That's interesting.
Doesn't matter that they won. They shouldn't have even been there. I hate Boise State.
It doesn't matter that they won. All right, TUSC.
That's an all-time quote.
The group of 5 went 5 It doesn't matter that they won. No, that's pretty much all that matters.
He said they played the Little Sisters of the Poor.
TUSC, the group of 5 went 5-0 against the SEC the last 2 years. They aren't all elite because one of them is the best. How many times do I go through this?
Every time.
Look at the national champions over the past, 15 years. Look at them. Florida, Auburn, LSU, Alabama. Who else am I missing? Someone else popped one off in
Auburn.
there too.
Yeah.
Texas, when they were there. Right? They get credit.
Yeah, Texas, by the Big Ten Network logic, SEC gets credit for Texas's national championship now, too, when Vince Young was there.
Florida. I mean, they haven't won one in the last 15. They won one in, I think, yeah.
And then when they did, they won them back-to-back.
Yeah, it would be Florida, LSU, Auburn, Georgia, Alabama. That's pretty good. I mean, they have 5 deep with national champions.
Right. So, I was told that the SEC is pretty good. I did want to talk about this real quick, just to step out. Because I had, I'll save it for tomorrow. I got a little Pistons thing. I think we'll do it tomorrow, as a matter of fact. Because I know people want to do Ask DMAC. They asked for it today.
Oh, they did.
So, yeah. So we'll coming up in a few minutes. We will do the Ask DMAC. Curtis Schultz says Sam spitting facts about college football. AC, hold on. AC, Neal, can we get a preview of Purdue football? Yes, AC, we can. Let me take this 2 minutes here real quick, D-Mac.
All right, you got it.
You want a preview of Purdue football? You want an I was told they're going to beat Penn State. I was told that we got to get ready for this, that it's the takeover, right?
Boil her up.
This is the thing. Everybody in the media, watch out for Purdue. They're my upset special this weekend. Penn State's coming into Purdue, and they're in for it. You want my preview of Purdue football, AC? Here's what it is. No chance they beat Penn State.
No chance.
No
That's
chance
what
they beat Penn State. And then, you know what's going to happen after that? They'll pop up. They'll probably beat Iowa. I don't know if they play them. but they'll probably beat Iowa once we forget about Purdue. Because you look at the Athletics writing stories about Purdue, and you know why they're doing it? Little insider tip here, guys, in the media business. Tell the story the moment you can tell the story. Because when Purdue loses to Penn State, you lose that ability to tell that story anymore. It's Purdue. They're always going to beat Purdue. They're a poor man's Iowa. They're not going to win a big game. They're not going to beat Penn State. It's not happening. You know what? Yes, we're giving that one out as a get right to get. I'm glad you asked that. I'm giving it out now. Not even waiting till game day.
When's the game?
That's
oh my gosh,
Thursday
week whatever,
night, right?
Futures, get it in now. Here we go.
That's Thursday night, right?
Let's
you know
go.
what though? I would say if you're going to bet it, wait because
okay,
everyone's
hold off.
Yeah, don't bet it right this
Not yet.
second. Because everyone around you is going to succumb to all this hype and all this Purdue pressure and everything like that. Because I was told Penn State's great and James Franklin's a good coach, right?
That's what Brandon Katz said.
Is James Franklin James Franklin or Scott Frost?
James Franklin has actually won some big games at Penn State. Scott Frost has had 4 losing seasons. I'm done with Scott Frost.
Scott Frost did it at UCF, though.
He did. Which is all the more shocking that he has just been an absolute disaster at Nebraska.
I'll tell you this. But I'll tell you this. If I'm a kid and I had a choice, I'm going to Nebraska.
Ooh, wow.
Why?
I don't like James Franklin. It's
something schmarmy about him?
Something schmarmy about him, for
it's
sure.
not even schmarm. You watch him and he exudes grease. Right? There's just something
he sweats grease.
He's greasy, man. Like there's something that he's hiding. Like it just seems like all that Penn State and the secrets and whatever it is. He doesn't. There's something wrong, dude. Like there's something off. Like that. It's almost like creeps you out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like there's something wrong, and I don't know. Maybe it's his reactions. Maybe it's just the glasses and the fact that he comes off like he's the smartest guy.
Yeah,
on the field. That might be it more than anything. It's unfair to me to put his Penn State to the past histories when he wasn't there. But what I'm saying is that's what annoys me, Neal. Is that for a guy who hasn't won shit, right? That he has that arrogance off the field that he does. I mean, it just that's that grease. It's like suntan lotion or that extra pot. Like I don't know.
He's got a very punchable face too.
Clomp sauce.
I punched a lot of people, and you nailed that.
Yeah.
I was told that he's got a punchable face, and you were right.
For sure.
Clomp sauce on YouTube chat thread. Franklin, oily AF.
Oily AF, exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying. There's something there, man. It's just like if you're a dog, you're like going by, and you're like.
He's sketch.
Not taking my eye. Sketch.
He's sketch, no doubt. Cintron, however.
Mid-sketch.
Cintron, however, is not sketch. It's the official energy drink of the Red Wings. They've got all 3 of their. There it is. D-Max over there cracking one right now. That's the sugar-free, I believe, that you have in your hand right there.
Don't need no more sugar yet today.
Absolutely. There it is. D-Mac going to work on a can of the sugar-free. They've combined all 3 of their delicious flavors into the limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Cranberry, classic, and sugar-free, all in one package. You can pre-order your Cintron 6-pack sampler box today. CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader Bet Tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Houghton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. It's still popping all summer long. Monroe Street Midway's open in downtown Detroit. They got basketball, roller skating, mini golf, art, live music, food trucks, and more. A fun, safe environment for everybody, ages 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com. It's a Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit. Back at it, Big D Energy. Neal Ruhl, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. Darren McCarty back with you. It is time for your favorite segment of the show, Ask DMAC. Your opportunity to ask a question for the 4-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty. We got a good one here to lead off with. Mike G says, Ask DMAC, if Shanny signed Scotty's lobby stick with your name, what name did you use to sign the stick? Perhaps Maltby's. And the story, that's a follow-up to the story. Scotty Bowman used to leave a hockey stick with the hotel front desk and have the players sign it as they came back in from the evening. And Brendan Shanahan would always sign, after curfew, would sign Darren McCarty's name on the stick.
Well, let's just say this. If I was alone in the hotel after curfew, I hadn't left the hotel. So I'd already been in the hotel. If I was out of the hotel after curfew, I was not alone. Saying that, I was never allowed to sign anything because I'd sign everything, and the person that I was with, that's 33 in case nobody got my subtle, right, would make sure that I wouldn't sign anything. So I was averted from any of the seekers, as you say. That's what we call the autograph seekers outside the hotel. So I didn't sign anybody's name. And I never really got in trouble. I think Scotty knew that it wasn't my signature, especially when the whole stick's got like 5 Darren McCartys on it. Shady wasn't the only one. They all used to use me, but it was always the joke, so.
We got to ask Neal and DMAC. I'm having a hard time picking a running back between Alvin Kamara and Aaron Jones. That's what Scott Klinger.
You know what? I couldn't get on to the pick 10th overall in this gosh darn Woodward sports pool the other day because of my computer and stuff, so I got auto-drafted. So I got Alvin Kamara, bro. Come to the Kamara party. Let's go.
It depends on your flavor, right? Like what kind of person are you? Me, I'm always a boomer bust guy. I'll always take the gamble. Kamara has, I think, a better opportunity to have a higher ceiling.
I got Maz the first week, and I didn't even pick my team. It was like auto set. I hope I beat his ass.
Yeah. Wyatt Bayer wants to know, Darren McCarty, who has the most punchable face at Woodward Sports? Sam Flannel.
Yeah, you know what? Like, this is not to say, but like Fishes is pretty punchable.
Yes.
Not that he'd ever punch you, but Fishes got probably the most punchable face around here.
Where's
and
Sam
he's the
Flannel?
last person that you'd ever punch.
Where's Sam Flannel rank? 2?
No, because it's not. No, Sam doesn't have a punchable face because I enjoy the banter because, you know, with new information, I could change my opinion. Just sometimes I can't believe that how bad his opinions are, but they're his opinions. So I don't have a problem with Sam's face. I got a problem with Sam's mouth.
Everybody's saying Adam.
I would have figured that. Honolulu Blue Sparty asked DMAC, I was told the old public bathtub urinals at the Joe were mid.
You know what?
They were a bit sketch.
Listen, I experienced those a few times, more so when I would be running the concourse and stuff like this and had to go. But let's talk about Tiger Stadium. Those were some troughs, bro.
Yeah.
You go back to old Tiger Stadium, those were where it was at.
Helmet and Ask DMAC, does Simon Edmondson make the Red Wings roster this year?
Yes.
All right, fair
100%.
enough. Rack asked DMAC, my wife wants to know if you can host an Oak Island Season 10 premiere party.
Wow. When is it?
Is that still going on?
Yes, Maddie. To the new Mrs. Rake, whatever she needs. Let's do it. When is it? Yeah, it's still going on. Season 10. We're going to find gold this year. You know it. You know we're real close. We got the big machines in this time.
Oh, my God.
And all the big ones, and we're digging. Oh, man, can't wait.
Hollywood, DMAC. Ask DMAC. Do you remember playing for the Flint Generals?
Absolutely. 100% loved it. The love of that, the start of the comeback that year to come back and win the cup without Flint. And 3 weeks there, whatever. The love of the game came back. It was a riot. Every day driving up there, going to practice with those guys.
Go Blue. Ask D-Mac, would you please punch Neal in the face? Thanks.
Absolutely not. But wait, you know what? I got an idea. Come on down to the studio. We could talk about it and see what happens. But no, Neal's not going to get punched in the face because who's going to drive the boat? I ain't driving.
Looted Corpse. Imagine punching Easy's face. It wouldn't hurt.
It
wouldn't hurt your hand
Easy.
at all.
See, if you ask me who's got the most punchable face or who would I punch the most at here, Easy wins. I would punch Easy all day long. But that's just because, you know what? If you think the Legend Killer has bad takes, 5 o'clock today, Woodward Sports, and you want to see what a saint this man Spencer Raxter is and his partner in crime, Easy. You'll know what I see. So don't take my word for it. Check him out.
Imagine punching Easy's face. Your hand wouldn't hurt at all. I got nothing left for you guys. That'll do it for today.
Love you guys.
We'll be back at it tomorrow. D-Mac will be out. Terry Foster will be in. So for Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, appreciate all of you. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.